Hello everyone, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We're back here on Elm Creek with Grober Games. So last time we did quite a few spraying contracts, and I was having issues with some of my mods not working like they should, and turns out it was more of operator error, to be honest with you. It turns out a lot of my keybinds were undone, and I don't know how or why it happened, but we got everything working like it should again, so we're good there. So if you haven't seen last episode, we finally invested into a crop sensor here for applying our nitrogen, so we're gonna continue to keep working with that. And this morning I kind of took a peek at a few contracts, and we got quite a few fertilizing contracts out there that can be done. And I think we're gonna hit a good handful of those up. And there's a harvest contract too we could be helping with. That's just right in our neck of the woods too, so we'll be working on those today. We're gonna pick up all of these. 42 and 43. Okay, so that's also right in our neck of the woods, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into the truck here. And we're gonna pick up a few big bags of fertilizer. Actually, yeah, big bags. We're gonna pick up these two here. We'll be sitting pretty good there. One thing I haven't checked this morning is the market for eggs, because I think that should be starting to roll around back, where they're getting decent price again. Let's see here. We already sold our beans, and unfortunately we should have waited a little bit longer. I thought they were going to start plummeting this month, but it turns out they actually reached about 1,300 per 1,000 liters, which is a very good amount. We sold it for about 11.50 per 1,000 liters. So let's see here. Eggs. Losing my mind here slowly. 13.5. So we're almost there. 13.5 fast food. Okay. Maybe we'll sell some eggs off today too. We'll have to see here, but we got quite a bit scheduled for us right now. So I think what we'll have happen today is we'll have Tuttle kind of do some of the fertilizing contracts that we got lined up here, and we're gonna go get our combine out and start harvesting for that one neighbor. And I think I still got the 4840 hooked up to that drill, and I think we're just gonna have to kind of let it just sit where it lays type thing. I don't think it should be too much of an issue, besides it just bugging me really in the long run. But I think it should be all good here. And we'll leave the class on the fertilizer spreader just because we got that sensor now, and I'm not sure if it just works automatically or not when it unfolds. So it's just one of those weird things I don't fully understand yet with this whole precision DLC. But we're here to learn. I always could go into the good old YouTube and got education from someone else who has all figured out, but I'm in the mood to just kind of learn it myself right now. Let's pull into here. We'll get the class topped off here. And I think we'll start with the biggest field first for Tuttle. We'll get the tractor sent up. We'll get started for him, and then we'll have him take over, and then we'll end up jumping into the harvester and getting the wagons hooked up and start taking care of that stuff. Speaking of which, the birds are still good on food, and I'm sure the sheep are still doing well. Well, let's pop this. I still got enough fertilizer left over that we'll be able to top the spreader up again. Let's see here, what's gonna be. Oh, whoop! I should be really paying attention where I'm going right now. Get Tuttle set on his way. And right now, I know one thing I forgot to mention is that I was talking to Chuck the other day, and it sounds like there's another sprayer out there with the spot spraying technology. And I think we're going to try and go for it. I haven't looked to see how much it's going to cost us yet. I think we'll trade in our coon sprayer on the first chance we get, and we'll pick up this spot sprayer. Because right now, my goal is to try, is for us to, get as much as we can out of everything. If that makes sense, you know? Like, get our environmental score up as high as we can. And with that spot spray, and that'll help our score out quite a bit. Like I said, I'm still in the process of learning if it's something that's just going to go up over time, or is it something that's going to be, instantaneous. As soon as we do it, it's like, yep, you're maxed out in that area, so to speak. But I think that's going to be our next investment. I know it's kind of quite a change since we've been going all over the place, so to speak, with everything. Let's see. Let's get this unfolded. I think Tuttle should be fine here for a bit. Yeah, he'll handle it. It's fine. So, but I was gonna look at that sprayer because I haven't looked at it this morning. I know there was one. It was this one right here. I'm pretty sure. No. Oh, nope. The Keverland ones were with weed spot spraying. So 65. Might as well say 66 for it. I think we'd be fine with the 18 meters yet. Maybe go up to 24 if we had the extra money. But I was wondering, how much would we get for ours? 12 grand, so we got a ways to go before we can get there. So let's unhook that. So 66-ish grand is what we need. And then let's get rid of take our duals off on the 48. Well, unorthodox, but in reality, we all know that if that plank was actually there like it should be, it'd be sitting on it for now. So that's how I'm gonna handle it, even though in reality it's gonna bug me to death. So we'll get these hooked up here. I didn't even see what we were harvesting for this neighbor, to be honest with you. I'm sure it's something that requires the platform, but if it doesn't, it's gonna be, looks like wheat. So I think we'll be, is it wheat or barley? Let's park that here for now. It's barley, so that won't be too bad at all. I guess my concern is, now that I think about it, since this is our first season actually doing custom harvesting for neighbors, and we need some fuel, so we'll grab that here quick as well before we head across the road. I guess my only concern is, I know with, back in 19 when they first introduced this, did they have issues in this one too? I think they had issues in this one too, where you did custom contracts and you didn't exactly quite get fuel tanks on this side. You didn't quite get what you were supposed to harvested off it, and the game was registering it. So like you could have the whole field harvested, but it wasn't registering the contract as complete, which was a huge issue. How are you doing? Are you gonna back up literally all the way? I hope not. Okay. He eventually is turning around. Okay. I was gonna say, don't you tell me he's gonna back all the way up to the other end of the field and restart. But one thing I'm kind of hoping is that since they're saying that crop sensor is supposed to help with applying the exact nitrogen needed, and then I'm hoping that cuts back on our cost for nitrogen, if that makes sense. Like for dry fertilizer overall, even when we're doing contracts, I would hope that's how it works, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things that we'll have to see. But we're gonna get to harvesting this field here. And like I said, I think we'll pick up a handful more of the fertilizing contracts, especially the closer ones. 43 and 50. Where are those at? 50's right in our backyards too, so we'll be sitting pretty good, I feel like, after this episode. But I think like I said, I think our next big investment is going to be to that spot sprayer. Just to help us out, and then to kind of learn more about our whole environmental score thing. Because I honestly think that we're going to be sitting okay with our grass production right now. And like I said, worst case scenario, we can always turn one of our fields into a grass field right after this season. And that's one thing I haven't checked lately either. We're still doing good on fabric yet, but we're almost out of cotton, which is actually gonna put quite a bit of a damper on our income when you think about it, because I think that's literally where most of our income came from the last year, was us selling fabric and us having all that cotton in there. But I think we'll jump into the time lapse here. We'll get this field harvested, and then we're gonna get a few of the fertilizing contracts done, and I think we'll be sitting pretty dang good. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, everyone, it looks like we're going to be wrapping this episode up here shortly. We got quite a bit of contract work done today. And it's kind of a good feeling. I mean, we made a lot of money, I feel like. We got all our eggs sold. We got several contracts done. And we're already pretty darn close to getting selling this sprayer off and getting the next one for us. Probably just a few more contracts or a few more things that we sell. And I keep keeping an eye on our what's the word I'm looking for? On all of our livestock, seeing when the birds are going to reproduce so we can sell another 60 of those off. And when the other ones reach puberty. And waiting for our sheep to reproduce, and so that way we can start hopefully producing quite a bit more wool. Because I know right now we're getting pretty close to dropping it down a gear at how much fabric we're going to be producing at our spinnery. But it was bound to happen. Like I said, hopefully this fall we'll get quite a few contracts to help out with cotton and be able to top off our spinnery again here. Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we're gonna check our spinnery quick here. Oh, we got 4 pallets here, so we're sitting pretty good yet. But anyways, this is where we're going to end the episode today. I would like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest Elm Creek series. Above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And most of all, thanks for watching.